Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, and I'm doing a really quick video today because this is kind of just castle update video. This is update 2 of 20 million updates that are bound to come over the next few weeks, because I just want to show you that I've been working on my castle still. I've still got a lot to do, but I'm about, I want to say maybe a third of the way through the build. So it's looking okay. I'm quite happy with where I'm up to. So let me show you. So this is where we are up to. This is still wall number 1 of 2, but I think I'm at the stage now, apart from some final details and a bit of dry white brushing, I think, I'm at the stage where I think this wall is practically complete. So you might remember from my last video, last time I'd built this wall, I'd clad it, and I had the beginnings of the block work that I was starting to shape. You can see now I have completed that. I continued with the method of using the soldering iron, super hot soldering iron, to melt the foam to create these block shapes. I will just note once again, if you choose to do this or heat this foam in any way, shape or form, definitely buy a good mask. I bought a respirator in the end that had the P3 respirator valves on the side, because the fumes that come off this foam are horrendous. So yes, definitely do that. After I had finished doing that, what I also did was I got a heat gun, and this foam actually melts a little bit under the heat of a heat gun. So all that basically did was it made it look less smooth. Like if we go around the back to where I haven't applied, you can see, yes, you can still tell it's foam, and that's the original color of the foam, but it is quite uniform, quite smooth looking. Yet when you come around here, what I've managed to create is a more sort of bobbled stone effect, and the heat gun did that perfectly. I did a little bit of footage of me using the heat gun just to show you how it kind of melted away the edges, gave a less clean cut. So all the cut marks where I've cut it, it made it look a bit more rough and ready, and less like foam, basically. I finished the detail on the crenellations, which I'm quite happy with. I think they look quite good. Obviously, I've still got a little bit of timber poking out there that I've got to saw off. And then I also basically used some thinner strips of foam to pad out the walls to cover the timber that's on the other side, to give it a kind of a slightly more three-dimensional effect. I also did it on this side too, just to finish off this particular corner, because that's the only corner that's actually going to get seen by people. And yeah, that's basically it. Then I painted it. The foam in question is grey. This is, once again, this is the colour. It was a light grey colour. I probably could have left it as was, but to be honest, I didn't know how well acrylic paints and stuff would stick to that foam, and I didn't really like the shade. I wanted something slightly darker, so I got some Zinsser All Coat Anthracite Grey paint, painted the whole thing, which I thought gave it a really kind of nice grey castle finish. Then I went over the cracks between the blockwork, so the mortar lines, with black acrylic. And only today I've used my sort of weathering technique, where I've used watered down green and black acrylic paint and just kind of really watery allowed it to drip down from the top of the castle all the way down the wall, which is why I've got it stood up as well, by the way, so that it dripped down, creating this kind of slightly weathered looking stone effect. I am still planning on painting this section of blockwork a slightly lighter grey colour than the rest, just to make it look like a different kind of stone that's going around the doorway. And the only other detail that I want to add on here is about, I'm going to say roughly about here. I got this, it's a hanging basket bracket. I'm going to have it, yeah, I'm going to say roughly about here somewhere, and then I can actually hang a flicker flame effect lamp from it with some chain and stuff, which I think will give it a really good effect. The only thing I've still got left to do is I want to add some extra support at the back and some extra support along the crenellations and around this archway of the door. But then I think this wall is pretty much complete. And so far, at least, I'm actually quite pleased with how it's looking. I think it's not going to fool anyone, like, it's not going to make anyone believe this is a real castle, of course. And once Halloween is here, whoever is stood in this doorway, who I still haven't decided who's going to be stood through the doorway, I think I'm leaning towards my Phantom at the moment. But It's going to be all blacked out with, I'm going to use dark tarpaulins to try and weatherproof this anyway, and then black it out using what is actually weed suppressant canvas, which is kind of very, very black, and it hides things very well. And basically at the back of the wall, there'll be maybe like a 2-foot boxed off area, which will hide whichever animatronic or prop I have hidden behind here, and also just finish off the edge of this wall and make it look less two-dimensional. But for what I need this to do, which is just going to be the backdrop really of a scene that I'm setting, that I still haven't fully decided exactly what that scene's going to be, I think it's going to get the job done. The next step, after the few things I've mentioned here in this video, is to add wall number 2, which I think is going to be the slightly trickier of the two, slightly more intricate of the two, because I want to add a window with a silhouette. Yeah, that could be the slightly trickier one. A lot of this that I'm talking about, I'm not really going to be able to complete until basically the build up to Halloween itself, because all these sorts of finishing extras would prevent, if I built them now, would prevent me from getting this out onto the front garden where it's going to stand. So a lot of it's just in my imagination right now, but I think if it goes the way I'm hoping it goes, it should look pretty good.
A few moments later.
Okay, so completely out of order with the rest of my video, which I've just finished editing. I actually continued on doing a little bit more this day to sort of really get this wall as finished as I could get it. So I just wanted to go over a couple more of the things that I've added on this. I first of all gave the stonework around the art a slightly different lighter colour, just to differentiate from the rest of the blockwork, and I think that looks really, really good. Then I dry brushed some white paint onto the blockwork, highlighting the top half of each block and sort of down the sides as well, just to sort of give them each block a kind of a highlighted look, which I think looks really good. I think it really does actually kind of almost thredimensionalize the blocks. And then the last thing that I was talking about was this. This is actually kind of a mock-up, kind of this. I don't think this is how I'm going to have it finished, the finished look. I haven't got any chain at the minute. I would prefer to hang this on a piece of chain. So there's the bracket that I bought. I did paint it, sort of use a bit of grey paint just to sort of give it less of a fresh, black, brand new sort of bracket look. I hung the flame lamp that I've got from some pieces of string that I painted black, and then I've got the wire. Probably this again won't be how I have it, just sort of through the wall, and at the back of here, once this is all finished, I will probably actually attach some kind of an extension plug socket somewhere on the back of this wall, so that all the different things I've got plugged in, from lights to animatronics to in this case the flame light, I've actually got it on the back of this wall, and it'll be weatherproof as well in here, so that'll be quite good. I'll probably have to do the same thing on the second wall that will obviously be there. But I think, tell me if I'm wrong guys, but I think that looks pretty good, right? I think I'm quite pleased with the highlighted stone look. I really do quite like this lantern, this sort of flicker flame lamp I've got. I think it looks quite good. So yeah, it's really starting to come together. I'm quite pleased. So that's it for now guys. That's update number 2 of 30,000 or something. I'm not sure which, how many. I will continue to build this. I will experiment with things, see how they work, see what works, what doesn't. I will attempt to build wall number 2 in the coming weeks, and I'll keep you updated with that. So thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.